This is the first video in MOG Library's video series about publication types. It will teach you about scholarly publications that you might use in your research. The first thing we need to look at is the content, or what's in the article. Scholarly articles in particular are nearly all written to explain research projects, methods, or theories, and the articles almost always follow a prescribed style. Regardless of subject, articles like this are clearly divided into sections like abstract, introduction, literature review, method of data collection, results, analysis, and conclusion. We can also look at the author, or who wrote the article. Scholarly journals are typically written by scholars, that is, people who are highly educated and have devoted their professional lives to their field. They tend to perform a significant amount of research, and they frequently have PhDs and are associated with universities. Another aspect of the article we should look at is the audience, or who was the article written for. Scholarly articles are aimed at other scholars, researchers, or individuals in the academic community. Another criteria to evaluate is the purpose, or why was the article written. Scholarly articles are written to share information with other scholars. Usually, authors want to add to existing bodies of research or to present new ideas to their peers. We can also look at whether or not the publication contains pictures or advertisements. Scholarly journals have few or no glossy photos or color pages. Any advertisements are for related journals or professional events and conferences. The primary visual media found in scholarly publications are charts and graphs printed in black and white. The most important criteria in evaluating the type of publication is the accountability of the source. This has to do with whether or not the information can be relied on as accurate. In scholarly publications, the authors are always identified and their credentials are listed, so the audience can tell exactly who wrote the article and what his or her background is. References are always cited, which means we can tell where the author got his or her information from, and if we wanted, we could verify those sources as well. The most important feature of scholarly sources is that they are peer-reviewed or refereed. This means that every article in a scholarly publication has been read and reviewed by a group of experts in the field, and the article would not have been published if those experts did not agree on its merit. This slide shows some examples of covers of scholarly journals. They are usually plain and just give basic information like the title, the publisher, and the volume number. The journals are not designed to draw attention because scholars usually decide to read an article based on the content, not the way it is presented. The articles inside scholarly publications are also usually plain. We can see that the author and his or her credentials are prominently listed, and we can also see an example of an abstract that starts the article. There are footnotes that indicate where the information came from. Charts and graphs, like the one pictured, are used to represent data in the articles, but there are generally not any other pictures. In conclusion, this video has shown you some features of scholarly publications as well as how to identify them. Please watch the other videos in this series, which will teach you about trade and popular publications. And if you have any questions, please ask. You can visit the MOG Library Reference Desk in person, or call the reference desk at extension 3686. You could also visit mog.ysu.edu/help for other ways to contact the library.